Today we're going to be talking about book talks. A book talk is a brief presentation that a teacher would give about a book that she is either going to read to the students or the students are going to read themselves in order to hook their interest and prime their background knowledge for receiving the book. Book talks can be used for a variety of content standards and all across the curriculum throughout pretty much every elementary grade and up. But for this video and specifically, I want to draw attention to its use for the second grade standard ELA E2R16. Identify the main purpose of a text, including the author, what the author wants to answer, explain, and describe. So if I was going to give a book talk for The Fish Who Found the Sea, I would show this to my students and go, my book is called The Fish Who Found the Sea. It's about a fish who gets so confused that he ends up swimming in circles and has to go and ask the sea for help. I would flip through the book and I would point him out and go, this is our main character, this is our fish, and he is swimming. And then, in this picture, something horrible happens. It looks like he's sinking. Then I would flip through the book. I would probably already have these pages marked so that I could reference them quickly in class. And I would point out this page and go, what is the fish doing right here? It looks like he's turning in this swirly seaweed that's showing he's spinning and spinning and spinning. He's just so confused. And this is the Great Sea. It's big and vast. And this fish is asking the sea for help. And I would show this to my students, and I would read an excerpt. Go back to that page I was going to read, to get these students interested not just in the pictures and the illustrations, but also in the story that the book is going to tell. So I would read the students, and then he began to get confused in his swimming, looking down into the waters below him. He was suddenly terrified at the thought that he might forget how to swim altogether and go plunging forever into the darkness. There he is. Oops. There he is, sinking underneath the water. And I would tell the students that this story is very special. It tells a story about someone who's having a lot of problems doing something that he thinks he should be able to do with no problem. And he has to reach out for help. Just like sometimes, even though we believe we should be able to do everything by ourselves, sometimes we need to reach out to others for help. And I would describe this for my students before we would read. And after the description, I would also weave in a little bit of vocabulary and ask the students, what vocabulary words do they expect to see out of a book about fish or about a fish. And we'd write those words to help them make that connection back to their prior background knowledge about fish and words that they may come across when it comes to fish. And then we would read the book. And that will prime us for discussing the book's main ideas, its themes, its characters, the way that the illustrations enhance the text, and how the illustrations help the story be told, and what the author was trying to tell us throughout this story. So that is my presentation on Book Talks. I hoped it helped.